sound so slow. I'm in fuck with a G, girl, you already know.
Yo, we back again. Word 'em up. Yo, son, we gonna take a little trip up to Maryland, feel me? Shout out to my sister, yo. You haven't heard lately, I drop a verse daily. I'm about to lay the rose petals for boxing first lady. Ask Cash, she not in it for a cash grab. She passionate when she speaking and make the crabs mad. Axie's Corner got the news for the boxing heads. Whether you ball, rockin' waves, or you got the dreads. Cowboys bummy, nose runny, ain't nothing funny. These little dummies will sell their own mommy for insurance money. Tuning in on weekends, my favorite getaway. Giving you the boxing analogy every Saturday. Plus she got a hyperlink, so if you got a dime, spend some time and go to bonfire.com/store/love-in-sports and you can lurk, hit the search, you could get a shirt. If you ain't learned by now, you never will. She got the clever skills where the sneakers are in high heels. All the cats boring now, they was boring then. There's no defeating the athletes like a media. With knowledge like a thesaurus, encyclopedia. Them other lame channels remedial, make me sleepier. I tried to warn you, if I say again, your ass are gonna. Y'all informants, get the hell away from Ashley's Corner. You lose a leg if you step a toe past the border. You might say you on the block, but this is Ashley's Corner. Word 'em up. Ash Cash. We in the building, son. Judah Ben. Tell a friend, yo. You might say you on the block, but this is Ashley's Corner.
What's good? Salute to everybody in his house, everybody in the place to be. Oh my goodness. Salute to everybody that came in the building. Salute to everybody that came in the building. My ass is sleepy. What's new? What's new though? What's new? Salute to everybody that's in the building, everybody that's going to come in the building, everybody that's going to hear this on the replay. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. Last night was fun. It was fun. It was entertaining. I have to give it up for all the ladies. You know, not everybody did their best, but it's okay. It was a successful night. They broke a lot of records, you know. They had, I think they gate doubled since their first fight, the Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. Excuse me. They had like over a $2 million gate. You know, I think they had the most. They made the most money off of last night's card over any fight that was headlining to women, even if it was men fighting on the undercard. They made the most money. So congratulations to all the ladies. Congratulations to the sweet Terminator. She got the performance bonus, and she deserved it. She deserved it. I can't think of another person to give the bonus to out of everybody that fought last night. And granted, I missed like the first 3 fights. But everything was hella entertaining. I have to say, Alicia Bumgarner did not look her best last night. I thought that she was going to come out. She was going to really show out. Hold on. I thought she was really going to show out last night, but that's not really what happened. You know what I'm saying? The girl, it looked like she really couldn't get out the blocks with Chick. Like she kept her hands home a lot. And being that this was Bumgarner's coming out party for MVP. This was her first fight being signed under him. And, being that she's the undisputed champion, man, that fight could have been a draw or she could have really lost in that fight. And I would have had no argument whatsoever. But they gave her the win, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But she really did not look that good last night. She did not look that good. Salute to Mike Biggs Boxing that's in the building. Salute to you, King. Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Salute to you, all things. AMC FSG is definitely in the building. What is popping with you? Salute all things. All the Rage George Page is in the building. Salute to you, King. Hope all is well with you. Salute to you, Cuzzo. What's popping with you, Just Do? What's good? What's goody? But yeah, Sweet Terminator, she surprised me last night. I think if she would have came out and been that same fighter versus the hard-hitting diva, she would have won. I think that fight was sour to a lot of people. And, it just looked like, to me, it looked like even if she put her best foot forward, being that Savannah Marshall was who she is, that she was going to get the victory. But for real, the bottom line just was the fact that Shadeja Green is a good fighter. She does have pop and a lot of heart. That's what won her the fight. And on the other hand, Savannah Marshall, being that she was out for 2 years, her accuracy was so whack last night. Her accuracy was off like the whole fight, for real, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? The commentators did say, though, she looked like Tyson Fury. I've been saying that for years, that she looked like Tyson Fury in the ring. But being that her accuracy was off and Shadeja Green came to fight and she was looking like herself that she's been looking like before she took that loss to the hard-hitting diva, she deserved that win. She worked hard for it. She deserved to get the bonus, too. She deserved all of that. And congratulations to her. Now, Savannah Marshall, after she lost, she said that she ain't never been hit like that before. And she said that she not saying that she won, but she just wanted a fair fight. And somebody gave her 2 rounds. I agree with her. I agree that 2 rounds is bogus. She won more than 2 rounds. She won 4 rounds for real. You know what I'm saying? Marshall won 4 rounds. At 4 rounds, she won 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? 2 rounds is bogus. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters will argue about the scorecards, knowing that they lost the fight, but they'll argue the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing as when I used to do outdoor track. I used to play outdoor track, right? And I threw the shot put. If I scratched, I would still ask them to see how long I threw the ball because my coaches want to know. You understand what I'm saying? My coaches want to know. It mattered. So, but we've seen a lot of fighters talk about how the scorecards should have been closer, and they know damn well they lost the fight. I think that was one of those moments. I think Savannah Marshall knew she lost, but she was just saying that it was unfair that those scorecards were so wide. And I agree with her, you know what I'm saying? I think one judge said that she named her the winner of the fight. So, it 2 rounds, come on, out of 10 is crazy. It's like pretty much a wash, and that's not what I seen last night. It was a good fight. It was back and forth. But shout out and salute to Shadeja Green. Shadeja Green said in the post-press conference that Savannah Marshall told her that she needs to have more confidence in herself, and she's never been hit that hard by nobody, and that she can fight Carissa Shields and she can take her out. That's what she said to Shadeja Green. That's what Savannah Marshall said to Shadeja. And Shadeja Green repeated that shit in the post-press conference while they was talking about setting up a fight versus her and Carissa Shields. Carissa Shields was in the building with her man, Pat Poose, I believe, front row last night. I don't remember the cameraman panning to them at any time during the card. But like I said, I did miss the beginning of it. But she was there to see all of it, and I would think that she would be there to support. You know what I mean? Because it's women's boxing. You know how much she stand up for the sport and women's side of boxing. But after it was all said and done, she went home and tweeted that ain't nobody can fuck with her that was fighting. But to be honest, I don't know why she did that, because she's making it seem like a me versus all the women, and that's never the case, because we have weight classes for a reason. None of the girls should be able to fuck with you because you're a heavyweight, like for real. And same thing when Alicia Baumgartner was asked about Carissa Shields. She had to be honest. She was like, that girl is a heavyweight. Like, it is what it is. And I said that shit before, what, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago? Like, don't it seem like Carissa Shields is moving away from all the smoke? And I say the smoke because we don't know nobody in those upper weight classes. We don't know a soul. We don't talk about a soul. They don't talk about a soul. All the names that the people talk about is 140 and under. And under. You know what I'm saying? She was already big, you know what I'm saying? And she just kept gaining weight and gaining weight and gaining weight. No wonder she said the MMA is too hard and she gonna quit. You're too big, number one. And number two, even if you could get through those workouts and continue to learn MMA, being that big, you liable to get knocked out quick fighting those bigger girls doing MMA. Like, so it was a bad idea. That's why she quit. It was a good idea to quit too. It's way too much shit to learn at this. No, and you doing two sports and you just starting, like, nah, it's way too much stuff to learn. But I don't as far as Carissa Shields go, like, I wouldn't be surprised the way she thinks about herself and the way she talks about herself. I wouldn't be surprised if she just fight 1 or 2 more fights and up and retire. I wouldn't be surprised. And just be some type of an actor or live a different life or start a new chapter in her life, I should say. I wouldn't be surprised. Salute to you, Boxing and Barbecue. What is good with you? Salute to you, sir. Definitely appreciate you for coming through. The best fight was Green versus Marshall. It definitely was. It definitely was, man. YouTube's not sending out none of my notifications. People's been telling me for weeks they're not getting notifications. And I got another channel that's sub to my channel, and that channel's not even getting notifications. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do about the situation. So it is what it is. But that whole, who else am I missing? That fought last night. Oh yeah, the main event. Now, it was a cleaner fight. Meaning, as far as fouls and things that was punches illegal and headbutts, it was cleaner. It was a lot cleaner. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano was a lot cleaner fight, but like Katie, in my opinion, she won the second fight because of those headbutts, and she won last night. It hurt me, pain for me to watch it and to see it. I really wanted Amanda Serrano to take at least one victory, but being 0-3, I don't want to see the fight again. I really don't. It's a damn shame. It really is. It's a damn shame. Shadow banning me probably is. You think with her last night win, Chantel Cameron will get the rematch? With who? I sent Cameron to fight who? I really wanted Amanda Serrano to win that fight, though. I do not think she did. I don't think she won. I think Katie deserved the W. I think Katie do have fast hands. I think the game plan for it to be cleaner worked, but not to win. Like, that's not a good game plan. When I made the video and talked about the fight, I wanted her to do pretty much the same thing, just to slow down her output offensively. I didn't want her to stay on the outside. You know what I mean? I just wanted her to slow down her output. You know what I mean? And wait for Katie Taylor to be gas or to be leaning forward and take a step back and throw some counter punches. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's like the punch selection that she do, or, I mean, maybe just Katie just got her number, you know what I mean? But last night it was tough. It was tough to watch. I could settle for it. Yeah, I could have settled for that too, but I don't think she won. I really don't, and it's bad. Taylor, Chantel Cameron versus Taylor. I don't know. I don't know what Taylor planned on doing with herself. Salute to you, Tyler Cunningham. What is popping with you, Carolina in this biatch? Salute to you, Anthony Jones. I thought Deja lost by 1 round, and I thought Bumgarner lost. I thought Bumgarner lost. I can agree with you there. I thought she lost. Now, I could have said, I honestly could agree that, Shadeja Green, that fight could have been a draw. But it was a hard fight. It could have been a draw. It could have been a draw. Savannah could have won by 1 point. And what happened last night could have all won. I don't have no problem with anything happening that happened last night. Besides Bumgarner, I think Bumgarner lost. I really do. I don't think she won that fight. I think they gave it to her because it was her first time fighting on MVP. And she's a big seller. It's a big name. And they got plans for her. And since she's the champion, and did you peep Jake Paul's face? He was talking like he was having a good time and all that shit, but nigga, in your face reads, I just lost $1 million to FanDuel. On your face looked like you lost some bets. Like, for real. I didn't know why he was looking like that. Like, what's up, Jake? Salute to you, PGA's big dog. What is popping with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for stopping by. Salute to you, the butcher. Salute to you, King. What is... From the clips, Amanda didn't throw as many body shots compared to the second fight. The body shots was her butter, too. Like, I don't know. The game plan to slow down everything and just box her from the outside like she had a serious height and reach on Katie Taylor is crazy, especially when you already fought her twice. You already know that she got fast hands. Like, I don't... Maybe she thought she wasn't even fast. And Amanda Serrano looked a lot faster than the first time she fought Katie Taylor. Last night, I don't know what it was. She couldn't get out the bricks or something. I don't know. Couldn't get out the spot. It pays to be on Jake Paul's roster. It definitely does. It pays to be on Turki's roster, too. We finna talk about that. I thought Shadeja lost and Bumgarner lost. Yeah, that's what he just said. And honestly, when I was watching the fight, I thought they was going to say that Savannah won the fight. I watched the whole fight. It was close enough for the fight to go either way. I can't call nothing a robbery. It was close enough for her to win. It was close enough for Savannah to win. That's why I agree with Savannah with her being mad at the judge saying that she only won 2 rounds. That's bogus. She did not win 2 rounds. She won well over. Get the fuck. That was bogus. Like, I agree with her on that one. Cash out last night. That's what it seemed like. Yeah, the game plan was trash, PGH. Jake lost bets, but he made money from the door. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like he had that just made out even because I lost so much money on bets and shit, brother. Don't be Eddie Hearn, bro. Don't be betting. Who is that? Was that somebody that fought in the beginning? Because I missed like the first 2 or 3 fights. I thought that it was all going to be shown on the card on TV, but it wasn't. It wasn't being shown on what I was watching anyway. I missed that shit. I don't even know who that is. Hold on. I don't know what that is. She got a stoppage. I'm going to write her down. I don't know if y'all know, but I did a video. It was 10 of the most entertaining women in boxing today that still box. You should check it out for anybody that missed that shit. I'm going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it, though. But I'm going to put some numbers to it. I ain't want to put numbers to it because people be tripping about their favorite fighters and this, that, and the third. But I can make a top 10 list, and piss people off. Like people be making the top 10 pound for pound list. I'm gonna make a top 10 most entertaining list as far as women's boxing. If all of us made a top 10 most entertaining male box, like just regular boxing and males, dudes, oh, it would really piss people off. Y'all think people pound for pound list be pissing people off? Put that most entertaining list together. You watched it, all the rage. Salute to you. The real fights are the night game. Yes, yes, sir. I definitely agree with you there. It was close, but the point deduction was wild. Yeah, it was. And Marshall won more than 2 rounds. I'm just saying, yeah, she won more than 2 rounds. So I understand why she was mad. That was bogus. Trying to say that she won 2 rounds. Straight up bogus. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make some people mad with that. And that's why I didn't want to put a number to it. Because if you look at it, if you go on YouTube and look up like the most entertaining women, or even you look up like the top 10 knockouts, everything is history based. Like them women, some of them women is not even breathing today. They don't even fight. There's no current list as far as women boxing. I'm gonna let people know that makes content. There's no current list on YouTube that refers to women's boxing. I just made one that's current. That's why I said 2024 edition, because all of those lists are based on the history of women's boxing, and it's all the women and a lot of them don't even fight no more. So my list was based on people you can actually see. Salute to Mike Moles. What's popping with you? Definitely appreciate you for coming in. This is your channel. If people get in their feelings, it's their problem. Yeah, I've been having that problem. Well, they've been having that problem for a long time now. Long time now. None of them women are close to the skills of Carissa Shields. No, that's what she was saying. And she went there, she tweeted, ain't nothing, can't none of them fuck with her. That's what she tweeted. The ref was punching the air after he took a pump. Yo, for real? And she won. Damn. Okay, definitely appreciate you. I see you be doing work over there. You have more interviews than anybody else on YouTube. Yo, show you right. Definitely. Salute to you. Have a good one. All the rage. Okay, tonight. Who I got tonight? Let me see. See this damn card. I just got out the daggone chair. Just got my hair done. It was supposed to be done earlier, but my hairdresser was she had to go to the hospital, so somebody else had to do my hair. Okay, so we got. Is David Morrell still fighting? That big, strong-looking dude, bro, looked like a damn action figure. Is he still fighting? He looked like a villain. Brush shaped like a big villain. Butch, the body taker out this bitch. He looked big as shit. That dude, the dude that's supposed to be fighting David Morrell looked big as shit. Is he supposed to, are they still fighting? Isn't that the same dude that tested positive or something like that? Somebody talk to me. I don't really know what happened. Worship is big nowadays. They fight for the boxers more than the boxers do themselves. Damn. It's been going on for a very long time too. I bet all it did is get worse throughout the years. I definitely agree. I don't miss that shit. I don't miss that shit at all. Okay. Okay, so they still fighting? He tested positive and they still fighting because I seen him weigh in. That's how I know he big as a bro. I was like, who the fuck is that? Excuse me, dude. A man. Excuse me. Bruh is built like a damn house of bricks. Like he built like a damn statue. He big as shit. Talking about he didn't know he was about the steroids, bruh. You look like you the co-founder of steroids. You look like somebody in your somebody in your family. Somebody with your DNA was the first person to discover steroids. That's what it looked like, bruh. Big as shit. He that bro was rounded out. Look, he on like he a nervous type big. Like when it's somebody come around the corner and they rounded out in the shoulders like that and get you a little uneasy type big when he got on the scale. I was like, yo, dude, big as shit. He got off the scale and the men on the mic started immediately kissing his ass. It was like, yo, he is built like a they started kissing his ass. I was like, damn. That's my boy. My boy is David Morrell. Bro, don't fight that big burly motherfucker if he on the steroids, dude. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's too much, bro. He too big, for real. I don't even know what to say about that fight. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's because David Morrell is my guy, but I never seen that big dude fight. I don't even know who I got. I don't know what to say. Now, Matias versus Pulo. I didn't make a video about that fight. I haven't talked about that fight once. So I really don't know what to say. I think Pulo has surprised me already when he fought Gary Antoine Russell. That was a shock to my system. I didn't know that he could fight like that. I didn't know that he was going to weather the storm and win the way he did. But he did. It was surprising. And then he had the fight with Sandor Martin, right? Recently. And he didn't look that good. Or is Sandor Martin really the cheese? And we just don't know. Is he really that good? And we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure. And I thought Sabir Matias was damn near was the best in the weight class at one point in time. When Regis still had the title, I thought he was the best in the weight class, for real. And then he had a hometown fight. Well, a fight in whatever country he's from. What is this? Puerto Rico? No. I don't know. But he had a hometown fight. And he let dude go in there and beat him with like a 1-2 and a little bit of movement. He let Paro go in there and take his title. And Paro got handed to him by Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know who's going to win the fight. I would want to say Matias has the power to win, but a lot of people would have said the same thing about Gary Antoine Russell. I honestly, it all depends on what type of, if both of them is on their P's and Q's tonight. If both of them have a good fight tonight, I don't really know. As if so, like I can really go with Pulo. But Matias might be really mad and really ready for that get back and go in here and hurt Pulo. I don't know. I'm going to go with Pulo to win the fight, to beat Matias. That's what I'm going to do. Now, Shakur Stevenson. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm going to hold up. Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson said recently that he wished the fight was going to take place in November because his hands would be fully healed then, because they're not right now, obviously, for him to say that. Salute to you, Angry. What is good with you, D1? What's popping with you? AWM in the building. What is good? Angry white man is in the house. Listen, for him to say that he wished this fight would be in November because his hands would be healed, this is July. You still got August, September, October, and November. He's 4 months out from his hands being healed, and those are his words. Now, you could say he might be trolling. I honestly believe that. I think a lot of things that Shakur says, he says only for the fighter to hear and think a certain way. For example, when Shakur was like, he can't do nothing but go in there and throw a bunch of punches every round. He don't want him to do that. That's why he's saying it. He don't want him to do that. He want him to try something else. He want him to try something else. That's why he's saying that shit. He do that shit a lot, in my opinion. That's what he be trying to hit people, especially fans and fighters, with reverse psychology. And it be obvious to me. It's a lot of him saying that now he's saying that his fight with Edward De Los Santos was one of his best performances. That's reverse psychology, because he was in the fight, and right after the fight, fresh in his mind, he said it a bunch of different times how he didn't like his performance and he didn't like the fight. He argued with people about how, you know what I'm saying, it's not like nobody's business and shit like that. Basically, like, he can fight however he wants, bro. You didn't sound like for months, for a whole year you hated that performance, but right now you saying you like it. Yeah, because you tired of people using it against you. That's what that is. It's all good though. Salute to you, Thomas Hill. What is good with you? Mr. Charming is in the house. What's popping with you? 18 ninjas and only 9 likes. Yeah, I'm getting YouTube ain't fucking with me, and people not hitting the like button, double negative. And this would be an excuse if he lose his hands to right, a boy, a scammer. That's funny. That's funny you put it like that. He a scammer. That's funny. He say a lot of things and he don't come through on them promises. Yeah. Motherfucker like a slumlord. Yeah. That's funny. But I think I have Shakur in this fight. I made a video about it, but I think Shakur is going to win. I think he's going to pull out. Because honestly, man, I think he's going to pull the fight out, because you got to admit, I didn't even watch the second fight of William Zepeda, but with Tevin Farmer, I watched some of it. But people were saying like he was still putting up a good showing with a fucked up hand. Now Shakur Stevenson should be used to this. His uncle already let the cat out of the bag. For the last 7 fights, his hand's been fucked up. His hand's been fucked up for a while now. His hands was fucked up when he fought Padley. Did it really look like it? I know he's wincing in pain and all of that shit, but he's still using them hands. I understand he's going to have to use them a lot more, but do we? Do we really? We seen Shakur run around the ring and not give a damn. I just don't think that he's going to lose. He's going to go out like that. I don't think Shakur going to let it happen. If that motherfucker need to run and jump over the ropes and then jump back in the motherfucking shit to not get hit and still win the fight, he'll do it. I think if he lose, I don't think he's going to get stopped. You understand what I'm saying? If he lose, I think it's going to be on the cards. You know what I mean? But I got Shakur winning the fight. I really do. But there's still things that needs to happen in that fight. This gotta be, he gotta make a statement in this fight, because he said so. He said that this is the hardest he's trained ever for any fight ever. So with that being said, we should see a different him, especially fighting somebody that throws so many punches, fighting somebody he never seen before, fighting somebody that punches hard as Zepeda does. We should see somebody different, and if we don't, maybe we've been got again. You know what I mean? But the game plan is just to win and to go home with at least amount of damage. That's what Shakur said. That's what he wants. That's what all he care about. That's what he care about. So That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm betting on. Now, I'm not betting on a fight, but that's what I'm betting. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Shakur is going to win, though. I think Zepeda needs to do something different if he really wants to win this fight. Besides having Turkey up his sleeve, because this whole shrinkage of the ring and all of this, just to sound like Turkey Turkey lashing out like an old girlfriend. No bullshit. I feel the same way about Floyd Schofield Sr. He's lashing out like an old girlfriend. Floyd Schofield wrote a bunch of tweets or whatever to Shakur about him poisoning the son, but like that wasn't it damn near a year ago? It came out the blue. Shakur ain't tweeting shit. That's why I'm like, yo, that's what old exes do. You know what I'm saying? They be mad in their own head and they think of shit and they just blow up the motherfucking phone real quick because they mad and say a bunch of shit. That's what the hell is going on with both of these men. Towards Shakur Stevenson is crazy. That's what Turkey is doing, and that's what Floyd Schofield Sr. is doing. Shakur by late stoppage. And this coming from a fan that rocks with Tank Heavy. Stop hating on other fighter and other fighters. Mickey Frickies. What does Tank got to do with Shakur stopping William Zepeda? Tank don't got to do nothing with that fight. Nafa. It don't got nothing to do with it. He can probably, if the man is telling the truth, and that's the biggest thing. Is he being for real, or is he just saying what he need to say so he can have his his opponent in a certain state of mind so he can, get the job done as clean as possible? Body shot, I could see possibly. Yeah, and that's what I said. If y'all missed my video that I made about Shakur and Zepeda, I basically said Zepeda don't really have no good defense. Half of Zepeda's defense is throwing punches, just like Leo Santa Cruz. Now, if y'all remember, Shakur Stevenson wanted to fight Leo Santa Cruz since 2026. Leo Santa Cruz ducked Shakur Stevenson his entire career, and he never got that fight. Somebody that throws a bunch of punches is not somebody that got Shakur shook. Shakur ain't shook off that. Shakur wanted that work from Leo Santa Cruz, and he throw a lot of punches too. You feel me? This is like right up his alley for real, for real. If you don't think about defense, you all offense. This man, when people throwing offense at him, he's like a genius at it. His defense is good. You feel me? So it's like it could be a highlight real fight for Shakur Stevenson. This is why I wanted him to fight Zepeda coming into 135, because this is a put up or shut up fight. And fans will look at him differently if he can make this fight into a highlight real fight. You know what I'm saying? But William Zepeda, if he really want to win this fight, instead of throwing a bunch of shots nonstop, you know what I mean? He gotta get Shakur Stevenson in certain spots, and he has to study film. He has to know what Shakur Stevenson does, and when he do it, he has to have the right punch selection and have accuracy when he do it. Speed is not his friend in this fight. Like Zepeda hands is not fast. His feet is not fast. Like it's a lot of things that Shakur has the upper hand on for real in this fight. It's just Shakur's fighting against Turkey. He's fighting against William Zepeda, and he's fighting against his own two hands. Like that's the biggest problem with this fight. You feel me? But Zepeda don't have no defense for real. He don't have and I think the reason why he throws so many punches, and this is what I said in my video, the reason why he throws so many punches, and I haven't heard nobody say shit that I said. Like when I make my breakdowns, it be all me, pure Ashley's Corner. You know what I'm saying? But I say the man don't have no quick reflexes. That's what Zepeda's problem. Zepeda don't have no quick reflexes to save his ass. He don't have that. at all. That's why he throws so many punches. And when he see punches being thrown back at him, he can't really adjust at all. He can't do nothing. And he don't have no quick reflexes. And if you remember, when it came to Shakur Stevenson, what bothered him so much about Edward De Los Santos was his quick reflexes. This is a tailor-made fight for Shakur Stevenson. Believe that. All right? Believe that. Cepeda decision. Shakur running all night because of his hand injury. And I'm telling you, you're going to run to a victory unless Turki be like, nah, tell him he lost. Now I'm saying people can rock with another fighter even if they're route heavy for one of their contemporaries. But somehow that it were all these niggas, right, do these YouTube street ass. You right. I don't see why anybody would, and I said this before, I say it again on camera. If you're not a fan of Tank, you're not a fan of boxing. I said it a bunch of times. I'll keep saying it. You're not a fan of boxing if you're not a fan of Gervonta Davis. You don't got to be a fan of what he said, the things he do outside of the boxing ring, but the things he do in that boxing ring, you can't. If you don't respect it, it's because and you don't like boxing. You really have like a fan problem. You got a fan problem because boxing is a sweet science, it's knockouts, it's defense, and all. Tank does all of that shit. Tank does all of that shit. I miss like 5 people left out of this bitch because I say that. People get mad every time I say that because it's true. Y'all don't want to hear it, but it's true. It's true. You're not a fan of boxing. You are a fan of a fighter. Nothing wrong with that. But you're not a fan of the sport. You're a fan of a fighter. If you're not a fan, if you don't like what Tank do, you don't have to be a diehard fan. You don't have to buy shit. You don't have to shout that you're a fan or take up for the nigga. But if you don't like if what he's doing in the ring don't entertain you, you're not a fan of boxing. How am I wrong? How am I wrong? It's like saying the same thing about David Benavidez. Yo, you can't be a fan of old school boxing and respect that people, will fight anybody and you don't like David Benavidez. You're a fan of certain fighters. You're not a fan of the sport. You're not a fan of what you claiming to be a fan of, bro. It just is what it is, yo. You like you like one person in boxing. That's it. And that's cool, but I'm telling you, y'all. Like, just think about it. If somebody be like, man, I like dunks, man. That's what I like about basketball, bro. Back in the 90s. And you was like, so what you like about Jordan? You like Jordan? And you be like, man, fuck nah, man. I don't like Jordan, man. I don't like dude. You don't like boxing. I mean, you don't like basketball, bro. You don't like basketball. You like certain basketball players. That's what you like. You like certain basketball players because what you claiming to like, that player does. If you don't like that player, it's something with you and just that person in particular. Like, it's certain people that box you got to be a fan of, or you got a personal problem with that fighter or the sport in general. Like, that's just how I see it. Hold on. Do you think if Shakur offered more money to these fighters, they would have ducked them still? No, they wouldn't duck them. Like the whole thing with Frank Martin. Frank Martin didn't duck that man, and he know it. He's swelling every time he say that shit. He know Frank Martin didn't duck him because his whole thing, like what people say immediately when shit go down is the truth. What they say later on, a couple months of it, is because they don't like how people perceiving what the fuck they saying, so they're gonna change it. That's what the fuck that is. That when that shit went down, he kept calling him a bitch, saying that he was going to fight me until he seen how much money I was getting. Then he tried to get more money. Since he couldn't get no money, he pulled out the fight. Bro, that's not saying that the man's scared of you. You just said he was going to fight you for X amount of money until he found out this is how much money was actually on the table. Now he want more money. That doesn't scream, I'm scared of you. That doesn't scream, I'm ducking either. I don't know who ducked for real. It's only a couple people. I think a couple of people had their own game plan in their strategy on how they wanted to move in their career. I don't think anybody was really scared to fight Shakur Stevenson at 135. Like at 126 is when people was ducking that dude. You know, Leo Santa Cruz ducked him his whole career. He did that shit because Shakur Stevenson wasn't in his game, wasn't in his whole shit. He didn't plan on fighting Shakur Stevenson his whole fucking career, so he ducked him. When it comes to Oscar Valdez, he ducked him at 126, but he caught him at 130. Like, and people kept saying William Cepeda ducked him when he first came at 135, and a couple of other people didn't fight him or whatever. But I honestly think those fighters was having other shit on the table. Like that really be the bottom line. A lot of fighters be having a lot of options. And when they pick one person out of the five, of course, four people gonna say that they got ducked. It's just this is the whole thing that Tank was been going through his career for a minute. I once made a video saying there's 10 people calling out Tank. As I remember, I was in Fanon chat and he didn't believe me when I said it. I said, I'm gonna make a video of them 10 people, and I did. It was 10 people calling out Tank at one time. He gotta duck somebody, bro. Somebody's gonna be like, oh, he ducked this person. Is it really a duck? The only people really use that shit, use that word freely. Ducking should really have more detail to it. Just because a fight didn't happen should not mean that somebody ducked another. Like, I really think it should be more substance behind that. Like, meaning, even a lot of people say Brian Norman ducked boots. I look at that as a money thing, just like what you just said. If Shakur offered more money, would a fighter ducked him? You understand what I'm saying? The whole thing was about money. Now I look at ducking, meaning it's not no amount of money besides a ridiculous amount of money that's going to get me in the ring. That's what's ducking to me. You feel what I'm saying? That's ducking to me. Nothing's going to get me in the ring. That's ducking like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Leo Santa Cruz ducked him, so nothing would have got that motherfucker in the ring. He wasn't on his to-do list like Keith Thurman said about Earl Spence. He's not on his immediate to-do list. But Brian Norman Jr. just wanted more money. He wasn't scared to fight Boots. He really wasn't asking for $5 million to $3 million. He was asking for $500,000 on top of the $1 million that he got, or the $1.5 million that he got. So he wanted a total of 1.5 or a total of $2 million to fight Boots. I don't think that. I mean, when you look at the people that's getting paid at 135 now, 140 and shit, you look at Ryan Garcia, Rolly, and Devin Haney and Tank and all this shit. That's pennies on the dollar to how much money they really getting paid. So I can't say that he's scared of Boots and ducking them. A lot of people are saying that though. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it deserves a little bit more substance behind it. But yeah, I think that's the bottom line to everything. Money be getting people in the ring. You heard Layla Ali talking about is they want to set up a fight with her and Carissa. She said, I never heard that, and I'm not even having that conversation unless somebody got $15-20 million to give me. Real talk. Because y'all evidently paying that to these young bucks. I will ask for the same amount of shit. That's why I included Tank, because most fans who rock with either Tank or Shakur hate on the other. Yeah, that Ish Lame Queen. And I'm talking these fans, not you indirectly being. No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. And I agree. I agree with what you're saying. It's always the one or the other. You know what I mean? And for real, if you go back in the beginning of when I made videos, I did not like anybody. I hated I hated the racism. I pointed out the racism when I first made my channel, but I did not like nobody in the sport. My dislike came from fans pushing the dislike on me, or acting like I'm cheesy for liking everybody. You know what I'm saying? It was weird when I first started in 2017. It was fucking weird. Everybody had something negative to say. Salute to you, Slogan One. What is popping with you? AMC FSG is in the... See? Ain't nobody get notifications. I don't know what to do. I really don't. I don't know how to fix it. Man worshippers. Yeah, man. You gotta like the sport. Jiggle them cats. It's funny. Yeah, watch boxes instead of boxing. I got some cute fish. They're colorful fish for my daughter. They're really bright colored fish, and the tank got a bright white light, of course, but it got a blue light, and when the lights is off, the fish is really bright, and you can sit in here for hours and just look at the fish with the lights off. Salute to you, Zach B. What is good with you? Salute to you, fam. What's popping? Tay Tay, what is good with you, queen? The real queen of MMA and combat talk is in the house. What's popping with you? Yeah. You seen that video I sent you of that MMA fighter, that girl, that black girl. I ain't never seen her before. She looked like she was nasty though. Yeah, women's boxing was nice last night. It was nice. Tonight we got a whole nother card ready to get it. Salute to you, Dragon Assassin officials in the building. What is good with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. J.A. Dixon is in the house. What's popping? How'd y'all like them fights last night? A lot of motherfuckers don't like the sport of boxing. They just like all the drama surrounding the sport so they can get paid too. Salute to you, Amy Queen. What's good with you? They say Cruz ducked him, but go fight Tank, a knockout artist. But he ducked. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we don't know what being people plans in. Like, the biggest pull over the wool over fans' eyes in boxing. The move that people do a lot, and it's so perfect. As I said this years ago, and because I didn't have no definitive proof, ain't nobody give me no props for it. But the truth came out, a year ago? Devin Haney, when he was in that red sweatsuit or whatever, he was interviewing in front of Ward. He said, "No, this is boxing, so it's nothing's a secret. Everybody knows everybody's business." So I knew that Ryan was da 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 da. See, I said this years ago when people was arguing to me about Tank and all this other shit. People plan to talk shit because they know when people got fights lined up, or they know who they're trying to get a fight lined up. Fighters and promoters pick their time to say certain shit about fighters, and the fans fall for it every fucking time. Let me tell you this one. You know how fans be like, how fighters would be like, well, no contract was sent. That's how I know that they wasn't trying to fight, wasn't no contract sent. The whistle was blown a year ago, 2 years ago, when couple years ago, when Kenny Porter came out and was like, people talk about the contract, and this Kenny Porter didn't have his son wasn't fighting, so it was no reason to lie. He wasn't lying for nobody. He wasn't talking about nobody. He was talking in general. He said the contract comes last. The contract comes last. The contract is not the first thing to be sent. But fighters will bring that shit up as if a contract isn't being sent, then no negotiations start. That's how they want you to think about it. It's absolutely false. It's absolutely ass backwards. Contracts come last. So every time a fighter be like, he ain't sent no contracts, they're pulling your fucking chain, and they don't want to fight the person they're talking about. Okay, that's a damn fact. I knew that for years. Fighters still use that shit this day. Look it up. Look it up. It's a fact. Look it up. Them contracts is not the first thing to be sent. But that's what fighters will make you want to believe when it comes to certain fighters. That's what they want you to believe. Salute to you, Felix Nunes. What's popping with you? Man, I think I'm gonna go with Pulo in the fight, yo. I think he's a smart enough fighter. He got the height and the reach to keep him at bay with a nice ass jab and some combinations. He got good defense, and he's gonna need it fighting an assassin like Matias for real. What you said a couple minutes ago was the realest ish that ever been spoken in these YouTube streets. When ish is spoken in the heat of the moment, is 100% your truth without a bit. Right? Seriously, they say the first thing that somebody motherfucker say. That's the real shit. Everything else is some BS, yo. Everything else is BS. Salute to you, Crush. What is good with you, Unc? What is popping with you? Definitely appreciate you coming in the building. Hold on. I got Matthias with a systematic breakdown, but I could see Pulo if he control. If he could, that's all. That's all I'm saying. If he can't control that distance, partner, I see Matthias hurting him the way he hurt everybody that he get in the ring with. If he get on the inside, the only person I think he didn't hurt was the person he lost the title to recently, Pulo or whatever. Pulo, Pyro. He's the only person that he really couldn't get to for real, for real. But damn, what was I saying? What was I at? Forgot what the fuck I was saying. Yeah, thank you. Tonight's fights, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, I got Shakur Stevenson. It's weird to me that if David Morrell's opponent tests positive that he's still fighting. It's weird. I don't understand that. Y'all gotta help me understand. I think Buddy might catch Matthias and stun him. Damn, that'll be interesting. That'll be mighty interesting. Now, the main event. Talk about the main event. Okay, let me get a swig. The main event. Everybody's going with Everybody's going with Edgar Berlanga to win the fight. I can't do that. I made a video about the fight. I broke it down. I don't even remember the guy's name in question. But both fighters have showed me enough for me to be confident in what I'm about to say. It's very possible that I could be very wrong. This is boxing and anything can happen. That's why I feel freely nowadays. Nowadays, I feel freely to say exactly what's on my mind about fighters. And that's what I'm going to do from now on, regardless of who don't like it. I'm going to speak freely on it. Okay? Now, what I seen from Edgar Berlanga, I seen him fight a guy named Marcelo or whatever. I put his video or whatever, put his face and mugshot, all that from BoxRec on my video. He fought him. It was a come forward fight. They were coming forward. Yes, that guy. It was a come forward fight. He was slugging. He was getting hit. Edgar Berlanga was slugging. He was getting hit. He was the guy was on his bicycle. He wasn't running, but he was moving around the whole ring. You know what I'm saying? He was there to be hit, and he was fighting back. Edgar Berlanga was following him around the ring. He was cutting the ring off. He was doing all of that. He was getting the cuz, and cuz was firing back. Okay? Yes. Yes. You see what I'm getting at, Ed McCoon. You see what I'm getting at. But the thing is that he was putting power shots. And he was putting everything into. He was throwing the kitchen sink at cuz. He was slipping shit. He was countering. One time on the ropes, he slipped and countered and dropped Edgar Berlanga with one punch. Now, we've seen Edgar Berlanga drop in Canelo fight, of course. We've seen him drop when he sparred with big gloves and headgear when he sparred Erison Lubin. I seen him get dropped when he was in the amateurs. You understand what I'm saying? So he's fighting a man. I mean, well, let me stay on him. He only fought Canelo. Like, it just seems to me that the people that spoke about Edgar Berlanga did not have big hopes for him being some type of big star and champion. They never did. Right when that fight got named of him versus Canelo, they started speaking a little better about him since he was taking the fight. But nobody had him winning or doing nothing spectacular in that fight versus Canelo, because it's Canelo and it's Edgar Berlanga. He never really fought nobody. Now, after that fight, somehow with him getting dropped and lost and losing the fight, like, people think that he turned into Super Saiyan mode. I just don't see it. Yeah, he deserves more credit than what he was getting before he fought Canelo. That is a fact. And he's getting that credit. He deserves that credit. But I don't think people should be looking at him like he's going to beat anybody or everybody hands down. I don't know why people are looking at Hamza Shiraz like he's food right now. I'm not seeing that shit the same way. He got the height and reach advantage over Edgar Berlanga. He has better boxing IQ. Let me talk about Shiraz for a second. When I seen Shiraz weather the storm versus what's his name? Carlos Adames. Look, I'm not saying Carlos Adames is a huge puncher. That's not what I'm saying. But bruh, Carlos Adames was hitting that dude with clean counter shots. He was punching his forearms and wrists the whole fight, body shots the whole fight, coming forward, throwing hot shit the whole fight. And you know how people talk about, how punches to the body wear you out. Punches hitting your arms will wear you out. I'm going to tell you a fact. Throwing punches and not landing nothing round after round wears you the fuck out. Hamza Shiraz weathered the storm versus Carlos Adames without getting dropped or hurt really bad. So that tells me he got a pretty good defense, and he got enough vet tactics to stay alive. You hear me? We're talking Edgar Berlanga. I just don't see what everybody else is seeing. You feel me? Right-handed Edgar Berlanga was stepping in. Salute to you, Jarrell. What is popping with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Berlanga would really prove something to me if he beats Shiraz. I think highly of Shiraz, not too much of Edgar. I feel the same way, Felix. I feel the same way. I'm still mad at Shiraz for losing me money in that Adames fight, but I think he's a better fighter than Berlanga. I just don't know if he's ready for that aggression. Yeah, I feel you. As I think he lost. Shiraz should not have a draw. That should be a loss. Adames beat his ass. He didn't do nothing to Adames to have a draw. That should be a loss. I agree with you. That was in the 9th round. Yeah, he dropped him. It was clean. I can see Shiraz doing the same shit. If anybody that didn't see what the fight that I'm talking about, the name he just put up on the screen, you can go, it was a pretty good, entertaining fight, too. It was a nice scrap. Salute to the family. Definitely appreciate you in the super chat with the super sticker. Definitely appreciate you.
This is for the cool.
Yeah, Shiraz didn't make it easy. And he supposedly had a hurt hand. They said, I don't know how true that is, but bro, come on now. He didn't get tired. I seen that jab look good. I seen what he did to Amon Williams. I know he got popped because of his record. I seen him fight. I seen Edgar fight. It's going to be a good fight. It might be a tough one. But I can't hands down get it to neither one of the fighters. Definitely not Edgar Berlanga. I just can't. I cannot. I think Shiraz have a good chance of winning the fight. I really do. And the fact that Turki is Shiraz's guy, I got Shiraz. What are we talking about? Berlanga showed growth against Canelo. He did. He has more potential than Shiraz. I don't know. I don't know how much potential that they got. I don't know. You probably have me there. I have no idea how much potential they had, though. That hand was messed up. On the rewatch, I noticed Shiraz shaking it out several times from the right. Okay, damn. And then, he just moved up. He should be better. Bro, I'm just saying. I haven't seen Berlanga look really good versus boxers that move that well. You understand? And the guy that I'm talking about that he got dropped in was a boxer that moved well. And he had like a 56% knockout rating. Bruh, Edgar Berlanga got like a 70-something knockout rating or something like that. Shiraz got an 80% knockout rate. He got the reach advantage, bro. He got Turki in his corner. That's how I see that. That's how I see Shiraz winning the fight. I really do. And Edgar Berlanga gonna put his best foot forward. I know he is. Edgar Berlanga gonna come to fight. I know he is. But I don't see him doing much. To actually, I think, and the only reason why I say I don't see him doing much because I think he's gonna come in here looking for the knockout. And everybody knows if you're gonna fight somebody taller than you that's jabbing, that's a boxer, a better boxer than you, and little slick. If you're gonna load up all night, you fuck around and not do much all night. You mess around and not land nothing, land that shit all night. But we will see. I think Carlos Adames' hands are faster than Edgar Berlanga also. You know what I mean? So that might be something, might be an issue. You feel me? I know Serez hands is faster than the guy that dropped Edgar Berlanga. I know that. That's for damn sure. And he's like, what, 6'1", 6'2"? The guy that dropped Edgar Berlanga was 5'11". You feel me? Like, it's just, the specs is just different. And I think he's just a better boxer. You know what I mean? I think Sheree is gonna pull it out for real. Now, what y'all know about the scuffle with Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney, yo? What y'all know about the scuffle? When I watched that shit a bunch of times. I done seen it from a bunch of angles. Both of their shirts was ripped. All right, Brian Norman Sr. shirt was ripped from the bottom half was ripped, so his belly was hanging out. Brian Norman Jr. shirt was ripped where the collar is, so he had a hole. He had two collars. He had a hole right up under his collar of his shirt. What happened was they seen each other, and basically Bill started talking first, and then Devin walked over there smiling. They was just talking about you too little. They was just making a fight. That's it. It was just talking like he talked to everybody that he about to fight. That's all it was happening. It was harmless. You know what I mean? And I think when Brian was talking, he brung his finger up and he poked Devin in the chest when he was talking to him or whatever. And Devin pushed his hand away viciously. He pushed his hand away and got closer to Brian Norman Jr. to step in his face, calling him names or whatever. And before anything else happened, Devin Haney's bodyguard pushed Devin Haney back to get in front of him and handle the situation. Okay? Like this is a true threat. Handle the situation. And all he did was grab both of their shirts and pull them up. He didn't jack nobody up because their bodies really didn't move. He just pulled their shirt really probably as hard as he can. That's why the shirt ripped. Brian Norman Jr. was smiling. Brian Norman Sr. was talking to the man like, yo, what you doing? We good. We just talk. You know what I'm saying? But the other security guard or the other guy that was in the all black came and he put his hand under Brian Sr. face, under his chin, and he pushed up really, really hard. And that's when shit started getting going left. He started tussling with dude immediately. And when Brian Norman Jr.'s shirt ripped, he put the bodyguard face down on the floor. That's what he did. I seen it. That's what he did. He grabbed the bodyguard right arm. He let him continue to hold his fucking shirt. He didn't even care. He grabbed his arm and he hip tossed him, and the bodyguard landed on Brian Sr. basically. So he basically dropped the bodyguard. He hip tossed the bodyguard, and somebody came. I mean, I think it was Bill. Bill didn't want that shit. Bill started saying, "Hold up, stop!" immediately when the bodyguard stepped in and did that. He kept saying, "Stop!" immediately, like stop the shit. But it already went down. You know what I'm saying? And I have to say, the bodyguard just promoted the shit out that fight. I want to see that shit more now than I did when the fight was announced. And I mean, I want to see it. It's a good ass fight, but damn, after seeing that shit, yeah, security was doing too much. Good promo though, exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, you feel it, Nunes, you feel it. Why was Devin moving like he was under protective custody? That's how he always moved. Now, one question I have to ask y'all, because this is the one question that I had when I seen it immediately. When I seen that shit, yo, I was like, yo, what happened to Ryan? Didn't Ryan slap the shit out of Devin in the hall? What happened? Am I tripping? Didn't Ryan slap Devin Haney? And then later on, when they faced off again, Devin slapped him back. Isn't that what happened? No need for security to get involved between two fighters facing off talking. Exactly. Like all he did was poke, and it wasn't hard. He was talking and he hit him in the chest with the tip of his finger, and he smacked his hand away hard. Bro, we good here. Why do you need to get in? Like, and it is some protective custody type shit. Like, what you think was going to happen to Devin? That's why when they was on stage, that's the next thing I thought of. I was like, yo, so what you gonna do when you push him on stage? You gonna jump up there and do something about it? And that's exactly what he did. He couldn't wait to push his ass to get on stage and do something. And that's what he went over there and said something to the bodyguard. He go come up here and do exactly, bro. What the fuck you mad that I pushed him? And he didn't even push him when the bodyguard did that. She just poked him in the chest. Shrez was most definitely in control until that hand injury. And you're a security official. And only because he with Dev do niggas apply extra to him getting slammed. The nigga never touched earth and gripped up 3 niggas in one fell swoop. He official. Shit, if everybody's saying that you should get rid of him because Brian Norman Jr. hip tossed him. I don't know if you seen the footage of Bud body slam that nigga when they was in the gym. He is not tough. He just sit there and look tough. Bud body slammed his big ass a couple years ago. For real talk. DHP on Debo time. Bro, but for real, he grabbed motherfucking shirts and ripped people's shirts. I know a girl to do that shit, y'all. For real. My baby father's other baby mother. When we fought, that's all she did is kept pulling on my shirt and shit. It's just stupid, yo. Hand injury is not confirmed. Boys be crying. Okay, bet. Who's injured? We were just talking about Shiraz's hand injury too. Maybe he only welterweight official. I heard about that. You heard about that? Real talk, man. I'm just saying, what happened to Ryan? Ryan slapped his ass. Y'all ain't do that to Ryan? It just seems like, man, yo, he got anything can happen to a black fighter that getting Devin face, bro. Anything. But if you white, if you not black, if you Spanish, anything else, bro, security ain't gonna touch you. Security ain't touching nothing but the brothers. Real talk, yo. He ain't touching nobody but the brothers. Yeah, Cambosis was all in the grill. As he said the N-word, called you a rat. You nice as shit to him. Ryan Garcia. Like, bro, you... What happened to Ryan? Slapped you, though. You ain't do shit to Ryan. Shakur gonna slap Zepeda or what? He ain't gonna... Stop. Is he gonna stop Zepeda? Shit. Yeah, some weak shit. It is some weak shit. I don't think he's stopping Zepeda at all, man. I think he gonna win on decision. That's what I think, yo. I think this is going 12 rounds for sure. You know, Shakur's no shame in his game, yo. If we didn't seen him do something he didn't even want to do in the ring versus Edwin. He didn't even like it, but he did it. Like shit. He gonna do whatever it needs to be done to win the fight and to come out victorious. That's just how Shakur rolled. You know what I mean? William Zepeda is the one that's going to have to make him fight or whatever. He keeps saying, I have to fight. Shit, we seen what you did. We know you don't got to fight, bro. Let him breathe, champ. Oh my goodness, what happened? Oh. Who else is it? But yeah, Brian and Devin. Who y'all think is gonna win? Let me get y'all insight. I want to get y'all insight on this, bro. Who y'all think is gonna win between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr.? I always said Brian Norman Jr. He's the bigger guy. I don't care how tall Devin is. Just because you tall doesn't mean shit. The bigger guy is the person that didn't start at 135 because he cannot. Okay, so the bigger guy is Brian Norman Jr. The person with the pop is Brian Norman Jr. In my opinion, I think the best that what Devin has over Brian Norman Jr. is hand speed. And it might be boxing IQ. Might be. You know, other than that, like, you know, he can breathe in 24. You funny as hell. As a man, one thing I can't stand is for someone to get between me and another man about to go at it one-on-one. Get the fuck out the way. Right. And don't pull me on nothing. Right. Let me handle that. Let me do my shit. Right. I feel you on that though. I feel you on that. Oh, I need some. Another one of them. Ginger ale's good. But listen, Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. got too many knockouts. I think his feet is fine. I don't think he's flat-footed, and I don't think he got horrible feet like people say. I don't think that. I don't think that shit at all. I think he likes sitting down on shots because that's just the way he fights. Just like how people were saying Earl on boxing, you know, he just like running through shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just his style of fighting. That's how I look at Brian Norman Jr. I look at him as a guy that, you know, he likes sitting down on his punches. So that's why he fights the way he do. He's not the type of fighter that moves around the ring. I think if he had to fight a fighter that was moving constantly, I definitely know he knows how to cut off the ring. Now, fighters move differently, and it could be harder for different fighters to cut off the ring. That's very possible. That Devin could be very fast and move in a way where Brian can't cut off the ring. I understand that's possible. But I just think Brian can do that. I think he can go in there and land body punches, if nothing else. If you don't headhunt and he go in there and try to cut off the ring with body punches and stuff like that, we already I just don't. I don't think moving around the ring the way. And somebody said this. Somebody was like, if Brian Norman Jr. If Devin Haney fight Brian Norman Jr. the way Devin Haney fought Jose Ramirez, he's going to win. I do not think so at all. I think doing that same movement, he's going to get caught. I think standing there and fighting in moderation is what he'll do better in the fight versus Brian Norman Jr. than moving constantly. I don't think that's going to be it. I think he was able to move constantly because Jose Ramirez wasn't touching him at all. I think Brian Norman Jr. will be touching him. I think he'll be landing hard body shots, and that's going to slow down the feet. You understand what I'm saying? That's really how I see it. Brian Norman Jr. for the victory. That's what I see. He used to smother his punches a lot, but it seems like they fixed it. Yeah, he fixed his hand too. They said he had a hurt hand. He finally fixed it. I think Haney could outbox him, but until he gets hit, and I don't trust his chin, so I gotta go with Norman. I don't trust his chin versus these 147 pounders either. I don't. I'm rooting for Devin. Devin and Bill must feel as though they will outbox Norman. Yeah, they do. I don't know how well Brian cuts off the ring, but there will be clinches. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he clinches Brian Norman Jr., he's gonna go to the body. Brian Norman Jr. is gonna punch that dude to the body every time he try to clinch. I don't know how much he's gonna want to clinch Brian Norman Jr. for real. I really don't. Salute to you, Cash. What is popping with you, Cash Crypto? What is good with you? Body blow like punch out. Yeah. Not sure, but hopefully so. I'm rooting for Devin. This is such a difficult fight for him. If he wins this greatness, yeah, if he wins, that's what's up. He ain't hurt, but let me see. Thomas said I got Norman, but if the progress Debo show up. Yo, what you mean, Debo? Seriously, yo? Salute to you, Judah Ben, the artist formerly known as Judah Vision, is in the house. What is popping with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. The 8K salute. Oh, every time Ryan let his hands go, he had success against Haney. Norman is in way better shape than Ryan was with punches. Yeah, just as hard. Salute to you, Rosia. What is good with you? That's how I see it. I think Brian Norman Jr. is just. I think he'll be a little bit too much. Like Devin, man, Devin's good and all, and I like his energy towards Brian Norman Jr. right now. I like the fact that they look very confident and strong in them coming out with the victory. It always makes for a better fight. I never want anybody to be timid on their chances on winning and then going into a fight. It never makes it for a good watch. But man, Devin Haney is still the same guy. Like you said, the chin. Like you can't train your chin to get better. You know what I mean? You can just take punches better. You feel me? And the last time we seen him take punches, it was versus Ryan Garcia. You know, and it just seemed like he didn't want to get touched, and he pretty much didn't versus last opponent, Jose Ramirez. The best thing we say about Devin Haney is his jab, and we say his boxing ability. That's the best thing we say about Devin Haney. Now, if he's planning on using his offense, what is it going to be versus Brian Norman Jr.? It's going to be a jab. It's a jab. Now, people might talk about his left hook being strong and all of that. To land a left hook on Brian Norman Jr., you can't be moving around the ring. To land this, to do any type of offense, how much offense did he really land on Jose Ramirez? How much? I seen him moving around the ring constantly. He threw some punches, eventually. But how much punches did he really land on him round by round? A lot of the times, he did more moving than throwing punches, bro. If he do that versus Brian Norman Jr. is not going to sit and look at him. He's not. He's going to touch him. And if he's not landing punches to the head on Devin Haney, it's going to be to the body. He's going to throw punches to the body. He's going to want to score some type of way. He's going to throw them punches, man. Brian Norman Jr. got almost all. He got like 80% knockout power. Like Devin Haney never fought nobody like Brian Norman Jr. Has Brian Norman Jr. fought somebody like Devin Haney? Oh yeah, he has. He has. Let's not forget he sparred both. Didn't he spar Boots and Bud? Multiple times he sparred Boots. Man got 20-some fights. I'm more than sure he fought a boxer that moves, that likes jabbing. I'm more than sure he's seen a Devin Haney or somebody even better than him. But has Devin fought somebody like Brian Norman Jr.? They practically the same size. Devin Haney a little bit taller than him. The first thing he said to him is, "You too small." You already know what it is. You know what it is. Low IQ, scared as fuck. You not Floyd Norman in 5. Yeah, I fuck with Norman. I got Norman in this joint. I really think he got it. Definitely won. Salute to Yafa. What is good with you, sir? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Ain't he gonna get the best sleep he ever gotten? Don't lose your money. Yeah, I wouldn't put it on Brian. I wouldn't put it on Devin, not for this one. And I've been right. Every time Devin fought anybody, I've been right. I said he was going to beat Lomachenko before the fight happened. I just didn't think he pulled it out after. That's all. I said he was going to beat everybody that he beat. And I really knew like Ryan was gonna beat that ass. That's why I kept saying with the stuff that I was saying, live after live. And the short that I made, I let everybody know is not gonna be the one that y'all think. And I really think again, Brian Norman is gonna beat Devin. That's how I feel. It's going. Fought small opponents, old opponents with no reach. Norman 5. Damn, y'all. I'm just. All of it is facts, though. All of it is facts. You can't really say much about it. You can't really say much about it. That's really who he's been fighting for a very long time. That's why any name that he really fight at welterweight, especially the fact, not even gonna say any name, the fact that Brian Norman Jr. is still in his 20s. He has a height. I think he has a reach advantage of 1 inch or something like that. Like, bro, all of those advantages that Devin is used to is gone when you fight Brian Norman Jr. I said the same thing when he fought Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan had the advantage in the hand speed and the power. It's not the same in this fight. Devin got the advantage in the hand speed, but not in the power. Like, Brian Norman Jr. going to touch me. I know he is. And a lot of people, let me say this. For all the people that argued and told me that Devin Haney beats Gervonta Davis because he's going to outbox him and Gervonta Davis is not going to hit him. If Brian Norman Jr. hits him, if y'all really think that applies for Brian Norman Jr., I think y'all going to be sad and mistaken. He's going to get hit in this fight. He might take it well, but he's going to get hit in this fight. I'm not saying he's going to get knocked out as soon as he get hit. Oh, when he get hit, it's over. That's some stuff that y'all would say if he fought Tank Davis. Nah, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm just saying he's going to get hit in this fight. Now, what is he going to do to keep Brian honest? Brian Norman Jr. got a title now. You think he's going to be pussyfooting around Devin? Y'all, I'm telling you. Brian Norman called himself the God of War. Devin Haney just got beat by Ryan. Regardless, we've seen it. That damage, all that shit still happened, regardless of if he was on drugs or not, and it was really not a loss. The damage still happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? He still took those punches. Everybody's seeing how he fought the next fight. Everybody's saying the fighters are saying all the same. All the fighters are saying the same thing about the way Devin looked. In his very next fight, you're going to fight Brian Norman Jr. After Brian Norman Jr.'s knockout. You really think he's going to go in this joint following Devin around the ring, not getting hits, not hitting him at all, just eating a jab? Like, I know it sounds good. It sounds like the perfect fight for Devin Haney fans. I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, he fought Randall. And it looked bad versus Randall, but he had his hand. His hand was still hurt versus Randall. His hand ain't hurt no more. He looked different. And does look like they fixed that problem of him smothering his shot. Brian Norman calm as fuck. He KOing the shit out of Devin. Devin ain't scared though. No, he's not. And I like that. He right in his face. It's going to be a nice scrap. Very nice. Very nice. The whole card fire. The card is looking good. Real good. Devin can bring King Judah, boxing hacker, and sure to help. We can set it up. Hey. But Devin looks bigger than Brian Norman in that video. Devin had a hoodie on. Hoodies is thick. Devin had a hoodie on, right? Had a shirt on under it, of course. So hopefully he wasn't walking around with chest and hoodie. He was supposed to wear clothes under hoodie. He had a hoodie on, and Brian Norman Jr. had a tight white tee. And for real, I think Brian Norman Jr. stays in shape in between fights. And we already know Devin, not exactly. Not really Devin. Not anymore. He used to be that guy at 135, and that's what people was crowning him. And I said, hello, at 135. The reason why he he don't gain any weight in between fights, it's not because he's just so this, that. It's because he can't afford it. That motherfucker will blow up and never get back down to 135. He'll kill himself, literally. He can't afford to blow the fuck up in the middle of, because he's a weight bully. That's what I said. Years and years ago. The fuck? Bruh's a weight bully. He can't afford to fucking gain weight. But I think Brian Norman is just closer to 147 than Devin is. And Devin had a hoodie on, real talk. But I really don't think size matters in this fight. No. That's why size don't matter with Tank and Devin. If they would have fought at 135, Tank got the pop and Devin don't. That's the bottom line. Size don't matter. David would have fucked Goliath up, in my opinion. That's just how David fucks all the Goliaths up. Every time you fight a Goliath, you fuck it up. So hold on. Haney don't got the conditioning advantage no more anymore too. No, he don't. Hit a lot. Salute to you, Don Drickham. What is good with you? AMC FSG is in the building. Doesn't matter if it's 18 by 18, 20 by 20 or football field. Normally 5. The blue light special all through the night, definitely. I think the team Haney is more concerned with getting credit than working on his flaws and becoming. That might be, and that's sad if that's true. Dip to the right, dip to the right, dip to the right. Norman and 5. Devin Bodyguard is whack for that because all they was doing was building the fight. I mean, he built it with that shit. You hear Brian Norman Jr. say, let's make the fight. Brian Norman Jr., he said, me, my dad, and my bodyguard versus his bodyguard, Bill and Devin. Set it up. That's what he said. I was laughing, y'all. That shit would be fire. I bet people would pay to watch that shit. People would pay to watch that shit. With a fake ass tough mean mug. Be wearing, oh my God. I don't even got the clips, but his mean what? Devin mean mug ain't real. That shit ain't real, yo. And I said that shit, yo. Devin was looking like he looked like he was looking at his wife mean and shit. Like that's the look you give your girl when you're mad. That's the look he gave Brian Norman. Yo, but real talk. Go back and look at the footage. Go back and look at the footage of before the altercation actually happened and they walked up and was initially talking. Look at the bodyguard's face. Look at the security guard's face. Bruh is homo as hell. Look at the security guard's face. He's making weird faces the whole time that they were talking to each other until the scuffle happened. When he initially walked up, and he was smiling. He said he was too small. He was over there. Bruh had his back kind of turned. He was over there looking at Devin and the dude like, bruh. Somebody take a picture of him and show it to him. This is how you was looking the whole time they was talking. I need you to fix that, bro. You're supposed to look tough. He made the weirdest faces ever. Salute to Big Dre. JBT is in the building. What is good with you, sir? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Devin is going to be able to describe the ceiling of the arena in great detail after the Norman fight. Facts. Salute to you. Everybody hit the like button. Right, yo. Yep, Haney looking bigger than Bud when he was at 147. Yeah, he looked big. He gained weight ever since he been at 140. Y'all seen him blow up in between weight classes. Yeah, y'all seen that. That shit is not fooling you. You seen it. Devin walk around at 175, 180 and fights around 170, but he's still about to get punished. Right. On that bullshit. So everything about the Haneys is scripted. Bruh, it just looked different, man. It looked different. That shit just look different, bruh. Look at look at his face. Look at his. Go back when y'all go back and look at not the scruffle, not them fighting or whatever. The footage before that when they initially walked up and Bill was talking to both the Normans, and then Devin walked up smiling saying, "You too small or what?" That look at security guard face the entire time. Look at it. I'm not swelling. There's no reason I would say that shit. Shakur in the pocket tonight. Playing the bongos on Zepeda. I think it's gonna happen, man. I think being that he's so headstrong and he does not have quick reflexes. Zepeda does not have quick reflexes. That's why it's all offense. He does not have quick reflexes. His defense is not all there. If you do stand in the pocket and get with him, you know what I'm saying? It's going to have to be a clear victory for him to win in the decision, because I think Turki don't want him to win. No bullshit, yo. Salute to you, AD Solo. What is good with you? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. He getting hit with the neutralizer. Security be stunned. Yo, just look at it. Just look how he was looking. Too small and play right. Too small is play right. All he's saying is scripted. Like, yeah, he say everybody's too small. Bro, y'all the same. Everybody been too small for you, every weight class, no matter who you fought, your whole fucking career. That says something. And it's not good what it's saying. Salute to you, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. What's popping with you, young man? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Thank you, Dry Turkey. Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Look at that damn turkey. Brian better go get checked and make sure they didn't rub some cow shit, some bullshit on them to fail the drug test. Hopefully not. Oh my God. If every person that failed a drug test, everybody that beat them failed a drug test, is gonna look awfully suspicious. If you ask me, hopefully that shit don't happen at all. Oh my gosh. Granted, Brian Norman Jr. would never act like Ryan Garcia did in this whole build-up to make it look like he was on some serious-ass drugs, but I don't want that to happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I really hope Shakur knocks Zepeda out, but put a stop to all the crazy criticism he gets. Now, I said this before, I'll say it again. I think Shakur Stevenson wouldn't get the criticism that he's getting, and that he's been getting for years if he would have changed up his game plan on how he's approaching his career. Now, I'm not talking about the way he's talking. I'm not talking about that type of stuff. What I'm saying is the people he fought. You still talk shit, still talk the way he's talking. What I'm saying is when he moved up to 135 pounds, no, 130, when he was still at 130 before he moved up to 135. And he kept calling out Leo Santa Cruz every time he calls Leo Santa Cruz out, because Shakur been doing 5 interviews a week for 5 years straight. This shit ain't new. He been doing a lot of interviews. He was getting an interview multiple times, multiple different people, week after week after week. He continued to say that he wants to fight Leo Santa Cruz when he was at 130 pounds, okay, when Shakur was at 130. Every single person that was interviewing him, every time he said that shit, the person interviewing him rebutted with, Leo Santa Cruz is signed to fight Gervonta Davis. This is when they had a fight date in an arena. Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. Shakur Stevenson didn't care. He continued to say that that's the person that he wanted to fight. All the way to it pissing him off the 4th or 5th time that he said it. He rebutted, come on, man, when the last time you seen Tank make 130 comfortably? That's what he said. The fight happened, though. Everybody knows what happened in the fight. In my honest opinion, if Shakur Stevenson didn't make his own way, if Shakur Stevenson right then and there anybody that was on Tank's resume that he fought at 135, if Shakur would have followed suit, if he would have fought everybody that was on Tank's resume since that day, since Tank fought him at 140, I know you ain't gonna go up and fight Barrios, but you could have fought everybody else besides Barrio and Leo Santa Cruz because Leo Santa Cruz was ducking you. But it's people at 130 that was on Tank resume that could have been on Shakur's. Same thing at 135. That way, all these casual fans that's calling you this and saying you're this, that, and the third, it would really look like that you're chasing Gervonta Davis instead of just talking shit. That's honestly how I look at it. If you would have just fought all the Tank's leftovers, and people can, you can say different. All the stuff that you're saying, you can continue to say. You wouldn't even have to fight Edward De Los Santos if you was doing that. Look at your boy. Keyshawn Davis fought one of Tank Davis' leftovers 7 years after he fought him and didn't even stop him before Tank did. All he fought was Jose Pedraza. No. Yeah, Pedraza. That's who he fought. The very next fight, he fought a blown up Lemos, and he was talking cash shit about Tank. Knock, knock, Tank, knock, knock. All he did was fight one of. How many leftovers did Shakur fight that Tank fought? Let me hear it. How many people did Tank fight that Shakur went right after him and fought? Name them. Keyshawn did it. He fought one person, fought another person, and then was knock, knock. Shakur, knock, knock, Tank, Gervonta. He been tricking the boxing game for too long. Everything fucking went. And who was behind him? All the fans. Why was they behind him? Because it looked like you really want that fight. And you get knockouts. He could have actually fought the people that Tank knocked out. Even if he went the distance with him, his fans and people that don't like Tank will have more to say in a positive manner about him destroying all of Tank's people. Oh, well, Tank did. And how many times did people say Tank was losing before he got the knockout? How many times did people say that? Those same fighters, Shakur could have fucking 12-0, 10-0 them fighters. He struggled. I ain't struggled once. He can't say shit. All he can do is keep talking shit about his next opponent. That's all he can do. He did this shit to himself. Real talk. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, this shit could have happened differently, but he's so hard-headed. The bruh's hard-headed as fuck. You just gotta be honest. You a fan or you're not a fan. Like, I spent money on the man tickets twice. Like, people can't say I'm not a fan of fighters. You can't say I'm not a fan of boxing. You can't say that. It is what it is, bro. Everything that I said about this motherfucker, I meant and I was right about at some point in time. It is what it is. All he really had to do was fight some leftovers, and I'm still looking for a person. AD Solo says 0. Who did Shakur fight that Tank fought? But you chasing him. You over here calling him a girl. He acting like a girl. You don't want to fight. Right after fucking saying that, yeah, they called me to try to get a fight, but I wanted a multi-fight deal. And you talking like the motherfucker scared of you now. Like, come on, dog. Real motherfucking fans that's paying attention. YouTube motherfuckers that's paying attention. Motherfucking real content creators. All of us know he do want to fight you. We know that shit. You're lying to the fans and you're lying to everybody else that want to believe it because you just want to disrespect Tank to make yourself look good. But the true fact of the matter is Tank ain't scared to fight you because he tried to already. You just wanted more out the deal. That's the only thing I don't respect out these fighters. But will I sit here and say that Shakur going to lose to Zepeda? No, because I'm not that type of fan. But I know a lot of content creators that got way more subs than Ashley's Corner that will fucking say that shit and stand on it just because they don't like him. I'm just being real. Shakur is who he is. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win, though. But you can't tell me that he looked like he's really trying to fight Tank, but yet all he do is sit and talk trash about the man. What do you want us fans to do in the meantime while he's saying fuck us? To all of his fans, don't be mad at us. Seriously. Ain't no reason to be mad at me in general. I mean, in particular. Ain't no reason to be mad at me. I'm just keeping it real. If that man would have fought some of his leftovers, it would look totally different on his resume, his career. People would be saying different things about this man instead of the things that they saying about him. And it's just facts. With the hurt hand, anything. And I understand he did try to fight Pitbull. I understand that. But it was the timing. I don't even really remember it. And I'm not going to even try to put things together because I don't want to be wrong. But it was the timing that he tried to fight Pitbull that was wrong. It wasn't Pitbull ducking him. It was the timing. You understand what I'm saying? But he didn't pursue none of Tank's opponents. I understand how it sounds. Everybody fights people's leftovers. It's not a big deal. It's a way to show casual fans what you want, though. We know it's happened plenty of times in the sport and it worked. You feel me? All Shakur do is talk. We need more than talking nowadays. Something more need to happen. Jay Dixon says if Zepeda wants to win, he should watch how Loma lost his first fight and rough him up like that. Outside of that, he's probably gonna get picked apart. Hold on. I need something, Frank. Give me a second. It is hot in here. Turn this air on. I just remembered I had soda in my freezer. I'm glad I caught that shit. I think I got one of them frozen, half frozen. You know, them be the best drinks. But yeah, Zepeda wants to win. Yeah, I agree with you. They're already prepared for when Devin lose. Watch. Oh yeah. You know, it's something prepared. I remember years before I think still when he was at 135, when Devin was at 135, before Ryan was even a thing, before that fight was gonna happen. I said if Devin ever lose, they're gonna find out. They're gonna find a way to get it erased, and I was right. Salute to you, Dolores Vanessa. What is good with you, Queen? Definitely appreciate you. Who was that woman yelling and screaming? She act like she was about to do something. I don't know who that woman was. It was a big lady that was there yelling and screaming. She even threw a couple punches when the bodyguard fell. I mean, it was when the security guard fell. She threw like 2-3 punches. I don't know who she was though, Queen. Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Excuse me, 0. He ain't fight nobody. I'll look for it and post it back. Salute to you, the Zoom verse. CWT in the house. What's popping with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Yeah, I got Shakur winning, but man, Core ain't knocking Ish out. I agree. I got him winning too, but I don't think he's gonna stop nothing. I don't think he's stopping nothing. He hasn't got it. Brother haven't got a stoppage in the mid. Besides that one dude that the first guy that he fought at 135, I went to that fight. It's been a minute since he got a knockout. If he want Tank beat Floyd Schofield, I still want to see Shakur versus Floyd Schofield. I'm still down for that fight. Salute to you, Victor. Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Definitely appreciate you. Yeah, I would watch Shakur and Tank fight in the same building on different days. And the energy in the building was totally different. Tank had the house jumping, but Shakur doesn't recognize the difference. Yeah, I think he do recognize the difference. He just know I just think he's not down to sacrifice it. You know what I mean? And he know the odds are stacked up. If he slip up and get hit, dropped, or whatever, your stock goes down. And he don't want the memes. He don't want to lose. He don't want none of that shit. So you just keep it safe. Fuck what everybody got to say. He acting like a YN. It is what it is. Hope we get them likes up. Yes, please hit that like button. Schofield Jr., number 1 in the WBA. Shakur becomes the mandatory. Really? I like to see it too still. Auntie be outside of his neck way too much. You do. You do. You say a lot. Salute to you, Dodge J. What is popping with you, King? Lady that was throwing punches and yelling was... It was the manager? Jolene? Oh. She does. She was yelling, though. I seen her over there. She threw a couple... she threw a couple punches. She said she ain't having it. She said, I'm not having it. Hold on. I want to see something real quick. I want to see if this shit let me play this shit. Or if not. Not. You know what? I'll just play my video. That's right, Ashley. That's what you'll do. That's what you can do. Just give me a second. We're going to get to the last topic of today. Before these fights start. I think the undercard or whatever start in an hour. I think it started at 6:30. For anybody that don't know. I ain't going to miss that. I'm going to have y'all out here to listen to whoever's breaking the fight down or do whatever you need to do. I'm going to play this first. Let's play this. Now, like I said, I did a top 10. I did a top 10 list. Hold on. Share the screen. Boom. Now, I didn't do a top 10 list. I just brung up 10 ladies that's the most entertaining women in the sport. Now, hold on. Anybody that want to have a chit chat session before I get on up out of here? Hold on. Yeah, I believe he is still fighting Adam. She wanted all the smoke. Yeah, she ain't like that shit. She did not like this shit. No, I'm not calling the fights. I'm going to enjoy these. I'm going to enjoy these fights. I ain't calling nothing. It's a couple people calling the fights, though. Salute to you, Victor. Definitely appreciate you in the super chat.
This is for the cool.
Say, by the way, Tank going to be fine and continue his beat everyone's ass streak. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that when all the facts come out, like always. You know, Ashley always waits till the facts come out, and then I'll touch the subject, of course. You already know what it is. You already know. Dude doesn't operate with much measure on the inside. Poor hand placement in the clinch. Get get little to no leverage, etc. He's just tough and active. You talking about Zepeda, ain't you? Sound like it. Sound like you talking about Zepeda. We're going to talk about these ladies, man. Listen. This right here, yo. It's for the people that didn't see this video. But chick right here. Chick right here is nasty, bro. Hold on, wait. Let me bring it back to where her name at. Lysandra? Lysandra's only 20 years old from the Dominican Republic, bro. Fighting at 122. That was her first. This her first fight, and she looked this good. Salute to you, Creel the Traveler. What's popping with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. Lullaby. Yeah. Listen, hold on, wait. Let me make this out of here. All right. Chick, y'all. Check her out. She about to be highly entertaining, yo. She about to wow the crowd, yo. That's patience a lot of fighters don't even have. A lot of fighters don't even have. Now, I would put her, real talk, though, I would put her at number 10 only because she has one fight. In my opinion, she's already more exciting than a lot of other fighters that's on this list. But I would put her at number 10 only because she has one fight. That was her pro debut. And we got Tahara Brown. Or Tara Brown. I had her at number 9. She's at number 9. This is my top 10 most entertaining, okay? This is most entertaining. This ain't who got the most accolades. This ain't who get paid the most, who got the best knockouts, who got the best ring IQ, the best boxing style. This is who got the most skill. This ain't what this is. This is who's the most entertainment. Who's the most entertaining? Carissa Shields is at my number 8, baby. She's at my number 8. Yeah, she get busy. I got her at number 9, though. I got Tyra at number 9. Sutu Marquis, what is popping with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. She's got great technique. Her setups, power shots was amazing. Yeah, the first chick, nasty, yo, nasty. Love watching her on OTX. You talking about Brown, Tyra Brown, yeah, for sure. But I got Carissa Shields at number 8. Now I understand that she's highly skilled and all of that, but when it comes down to being the most entertaining, I definitely got 7 girls over her, yo. And these 2 knockouts came in her recent fights. It looked great too, beautiful, beautiful knockout. Now you asked Tay Tay, I didn't make no video about this, but I told her on the phone that this girl right here, Carissa Shields was fighting, her balance was trash. Her legs was trash. I didn't like her stance, nothing. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if she get dropped in the fight. And she did. She got dropped in the fight. That's my number 8. Yeah. And then we got Lauren Price, yo. Lauren Price is nice, yo. She's nice. I got Lauren Price at number 4 on my list. I got her in my top 5. Yeah, I said it. I got her in my top 5. Lauren Price is nasty, fighting out the UK. She's 9-0 with 2 knockouts. Southpaw, 31 years old. She got all the titles besides the WBA at 147. Real scrappy. She dropped damn near everybody she fight. Then I have our girl, yo. Y'all know who it is. It's Gabrielle. Fondor, of course, the big towering Inferno's little sister. I got her at number 7. She's right above Carissa Shields is where I got her. Yeah, she nice. She is nice. Lauren is nice from the UK. Sweet Poison. That's what her name is. Salute to Creole Travel. I'm up here. But like I said, when you look up a women's list or a women's top or a women's this, it's always in history. They don't have nothing for right now in this era. They have the top, the not best female knockouts or the best female this, best female that. It's always girls that's in history. This right here is Beatrice. Now listen, this girl Beatrice, I like how she fights. She remind me of Tank, and I got her at number 1. I said it. I got her at number 1. I got her being the most entertaining chick, yo. She's so yo. And it's not. This is girls boxing. Not everybody gets knockouts. I'm not even on it like that. That's Gabby's nickname. Oh, okay, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even know. She's aggressive with the. being sloppy. The only thing that I don't like, I think it's kind of it's easy for her. It's a little unfair because of her height being she fight at 112, bro. That's small as shit. Them girls she fighting is tiny, yo. It's kind of hard to watch sometimes. It's entertaining, but that's why I got her so low at number 7. I couldn't put her at number 5, at top 5, because I don't know if she would be doing that if she was fighting girls that's her size, for real. But salute to her. Salute to her. Beatrice. I like how she moved, man. I like how she moved. I like it. Yeah, she's little too. Beatrice is 7-0 with 2 knockouts. She's 32. She got the IBF title. She fights at 135, and she fights out of Brazil. I like her though. And then of course we got the girl Carolina Dubois. You already know what it is. You know what it is. Now I have to stop it right here and say this about Carolina Dubois. Salute to you, 704 Joe. What is popping with you, King? Definitely appreciate you for coming through. From Kill Bill, yeah, Kiddo. You right. That is her name, Kiddo. You right. Now, I made a video about and Carolina Dubois is 11-1 with 1 draw. 11-0. No, she has no losses, 11 wins, 1 draw. She has 5 knockouts. 5 knockouts. She has more knockouts than everybody that I've talked about so far. And she's 24 years old. She's a southpaw. She fights at 135. She fights out of London, and she has the WBC. Now, I made a video about her, Carolina Dubois, calling out Alicia Baumgartner. Everybody hit the like button. She was saying that Alicia Baumgartner is a gimmick. She don't think she's an all-around fighter, all around well fighter. Like, she's not well-rounded all around. And she said that if she's coming up to 135, she has to see her, basically. All of us know that Alicia Baumgartner is the undisputed champ at 130. I think that was her 4th title defense last night. So she will be moving up at 135 eventually, especially if she's calling out the winner of Katie. Well, she called out Katie Taylor. So if she moves up, Carolina Dubois wants some of that action. Now, since she's been doing interviews, Alicia Baumgartner, for the fight that she had last night, somebody asked her on footage and showed her facial expression and everything. They asked her, they said, you know, Carolina Dubois called you out. And she was like, who? And she said, Carolina Dubois. The dude was like, Carolina Dubois. And she said, I'm not sure I know who that is. And he said, really? Carolina Dubois is Daniel Dubois' sister. And she like grabbed her ponytail and turned to the side like, I didn't even know. That right there tells me that Alicia Baumgartner heard exactly what Carolina Dubois said. But the fact that she's not in her plans to fight, and that she's going to talk on a situation, she'll be speaking on it, saying that she'll beat Carolina Dubois up, I feel as though that's why she didn't want to speak about Carolina Dubois. I'm not going to necessarily say she don't want to fight her until I realize that they're in the same weight class and she don't want to fight her. I'll just say that she probably heard what Carolina Dubois said and don't want to give no respect to it. Kind of the same way how NormanHaney said that he didn't know who Frank Martin was. He know who he is. He just ain't prepared and not gonna say shit about it because he ain't nobody in his opinion. Like, that's how I think she was looking at it. But Carolina Dubois, I got at number 3. Yeah, Carolina Dubois is in my top 5. She gets it in. She's scrappy, in my opinion. I like her defense. I like her offense. I like her combinations. I like how she throws punches to the body. I like how she dig it in. You see how she's trying to really hurt you? I like that. I like that. She in my top 5. I got her at number 3. Real talk. Real talk. For anybody that hasn't seen Carolina Dubois, you're really missing one. You're really missing some talent. She really can fight. You're real good. She's good like her sister. And look at the girl's face that she's fighting. Look at her face. After the fight is over, it was waved off. Look at her face. Look at the work she did on the girl's face, yo. She did a job on homegirl face, bro. Her face is jacked up after that fight. Yeah, she nice. She's nice. Kerr gonna stop Zepeda. I don't even know what it is. Know what that is. In my honest opinion, and either by ref or corner, but before Zepeda to have a shot, he got to do what Oscar said. And right, I like what Oscar said in that link that I posted starting at the 32-minute-and-a-half mark. Yeah. I like what he said. You got to get him to the rope and then throw punches and bunches. Yeah, I like it. The boss, my favorite right now. Yeah, she my top 3 for sure. She from the trenches. She definitely fight like she is. She fight like she from the trenches. Let's move on. Who's next? And we got that's Amanda Serrano. We got up in the house, of course. Amanda Serrano got over 50 fights under her belt, bro. She got 31 knockouts. She's 36 years old, southpaw, fighting at 140. She has the IBF and the WBO. Well, that's what she had after her fight, before her fight last night. And she's fighting out of Puerto Rico. Oh, I got Amanda Serrano at number 5. She's at the number 5 on my list as far as the most entertaining in women's boxing. She made my top 5. All the work she's put in. This Katie Taylor is the only person that can beat her. Everybody else wasn't even work. This girl right here, bruh. Hold up. Let me slow it down. You can see the name. This is her name right here. Taya May Alton or something like that. Yo, this chick right here, I put her at number 6. Okay? So recap. I got the first chick that you seen that was 1-0 at 10. I got Tahara Brown at 9. I got Carissa Shields at 8. I got Fondora's sister. I got Gabrielle Fondora at 7. And I got this girl right here at number 6. She is 21-0 with 9 knockouts, bro. And she's only 18 years old, fighting out of the UK. This is a gym that Eddie was keeping for himself. He really wasn't talking about. She fighting at 126, bro, again. She's 18 years old with 21 fights. No losses and 9 knockouts. Seriously. For her age, her record is crazy. And she's very composed in the ring. Got nice pop, very composed in the ring, good accuracy. I seen her fight a couple people already. It was nice, yo. It was nice. I don't know if y'all ever seen that girl that I just showed, but y'all finna see a lot more of her. Trust me. You finna see a lot more of her. I had her ranked number 6, and I had Amanda Serrano at number 5. I had Lauren Price at number 4. I had Carolina Dubois at number 3. And I already showed you my number 1. That means Alicia Baumgardner is my number 2. Even though she did a horrible job last night. But Alicia Baumgardner is my number 2. Yeah. Yeah. Show the combination again that you just did. Show it again. Yeah. Yeah. So me being that I like knockouts, this is my list for the top 10 most entertaining women, not the most skilled, the most entertaining women in the sport today that's still fighting. This is my list, y'all. How y'all like my list? That's what I'm talking about. You like watching her fight. What's her name? Sharnika? Baumgardner, my future woman. Definitely appreciate that, Andrew Queen. At least you need to get back with Tony Harrison. Don't you do that. Don't do that, yo. Got some kill, yo. And so I wanted to spread the word about people that a lot of people don't know. Honestly, when I did my research about these women, I didn't want to take it as like just my boxing knowledge and put it like that. Man, I discovered 4 people on that list. Well, 4. Yeah, I discovered 3 people on the list. I already knew everybody else, but I discovered 3 people on the list. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, like these girls right here that I just showed has been putting it on. They've been doing it big in a major way in boxing. I think that they're going to continue. I don't know how much time Amanda Serrano still has left in the game. She's not the oldest on the list, or is she? She is the oldest on the list. And she has the most fights, you know what I mean? I don't know how long she's going to stay. Actually, she's not. Tahara Brown's a year older than her. Tahara Brown's 37 and she's 36. But as far as women's boxing is got going on right now, like boxing is in good hands when it comes to the women. I think they're doing a good job. I think Jake Paul is doing an excellent job with making women's boxing its own little entity, even though it should already be one. He's putting a bigger footprint in the history books for women's boxing. You can't do nothing but salute it. So shout out to him and everything that he's doing, for real, for real. DJ was telling Alicia what to do, but she just wasn't executing. That's what it seemed like, man, because I know, Derek is better than that. You know what I'm saying? But that's how things went last night. That's how things went last night. That shit was a little different to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was entertaining. It was entertaining. Netflix, shout out to Netflix for not fucking up. You know what I mean? A lot of times I've watched Top Rank and they had nothing showing and they were supposed to, or they delayed the shit out of a fight, or they'll have the mics mess up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times the zone be fucking up. Netflix did a pretty good job last night, yo, too. So shout out to them. And salute to everybody that came in the building. Yo, I don't know if I'm going to be live tomorrow. We're going to have to find out after these fights and see if it's really worth it for me to get up and go live tomorrow. Because, I be working 10-hour shifts. I work damn near every day. And I work overtime on different days. So, I just be busy as shit, a lot of times I be tired and I just don't be having all the time to go live and just be wanting to go to sleep sometimes. But I know y'all understand. Salute to everybody that came in the building, though. Please hit that like button before you leave. Like the channel, share the channel. If you haven't subbed to the channel yet, what you waiting on, man? It's free. Go ahead and sub to the channel. The best way to support the channel is to join the channel. And anybody that join the channel will have access to the liquor spot videos that I've already made on my channel, as well as access to the Love and Sports lives that I've already had on my show. Okay, that's how you see those for people that don't know. You have to join the channel. But salute to everybody that came through. Love, peace, and soul.
I'm working on mine. Benny X.